Hi everyone, Sniffy Sniftano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Regina Spektor album, Remember Us to Life. New York via Russia, singer-songwriter Regina Spektor. This, I believe, is her 7th full-length album. She's been at it for years, but this is the first time I'm doing like a formal Regina Spektor album review. Why? I used to really love Regina's music. Originally, I caught her doing an opening set at a Dresden Dolls show years ago. What's so funny?
Oh, nothing. Hey, nothing wrong with a little cabaret goth punk piano rock punk.
I know that it's ICP for theater majors. I'm willing to admit that. Well, at this live show, I instantly fell for Regina's voice, her piano playing, her quirky lyrics and songwriting. On albums like Soviet Kitsch and 1111 and Song, she was as funny as she was captivating and romantic. But I soon found myself sort of falling out of favor with her music as she gained more popularity, like on her album Begin to Hope. Back in 2006, a lot of people seemed enamored with this record, but I didn't really care for the way that the trendier production on this album sort of constrained her songwriting down and rendered it into sort of a more straightforward pop flavor. The beats and the synths on a lot of tracks from this record were a total turnoff for me. And while her following two records weren't really all that bad, I didn't see them as consistent as her previous works that I had enjoyed so much. Then a few years ago, I remember really falling in love with her new single, You've Got Time, which was a song that she had composed specifically for Orange is the New Black as the show's theme song. And you could just write this song off as an intro to a very popular television show, but I actually think it's one of her better tracks in years. The tension building in the vocals and the unrelenting pianos on this track are fantastic, and I love the way that her lyrics say a lot without giving too much away. This song confirmed for me that there's still that fire in her that I remember from her early 2000s era music so much, and I was kind of hoping for a new full-length record where she ignites that again. And I think Remember Us to Life does exactly that. This album isn't a huge change of pace from what Regina has been doing on her past couple of records. Fans of those, I think, will undoubtedly enjoy this. But she just seems on with this record, like super focused and super consistent. On the 11 tracks on this thing, there's not a dud among these songs, and even the bonus tracks on the deluxe version are fire. Every aspect of Regina's music just seems supercharged on this record, from the heartbreaking stories, the passionate vocal performances, the wit, the dynamic piano playing, and it's all amplified with some huge backing instrumentation, like some great, lavish, thick, dense string sections and some great bass and pianos. This is like the biggest instrumental presentation I think Regina has brought forth on a record thus far, and it gives her a real theatrical edge on a lot of these cuts. Like on the song Sellers of Roses, where she dramatically sings about the winner in this equation of purchasing flowers as a gift. It's not the roses, it's not the sellers, it's not the buyers. She sings about the sellers actually picking up old roses and picking off the old wilted petals and then using those to sell, and then the roses are dead the next day. It's such a small moment in life to sing about, but she gives it so much weight. The song Obsolete is equally grand and pretty heartbreaking when you dive into the lyrics, where she's singing about her love, her heart, becoming old, becoming useless. The song Tornado Land is very large and very showy as well, and moves through a series of instrumental shifts that are kind of like very stagey musical costume changes. And on The Trapper and the Furrier, Regina employs some of the most biting and satirical lyrics on the entire record, singing about these duos of people, the trapper and the furrier, the lawyer and the pharmacist, the manager and the owner, kind of working together to screw over other people or exploit the world around them. As on the chorus, she sings about the strange world that we live in, how those who don't have things taken away from them, and those who do have are given. The album isn't all doom and gloom, though. On the song Older and Taller, Regina brings her upbeat charms with a really funny refrain where she's talking about being told to enjoy your youth sounds like a threat. There are tons of little funny turns of phrase all over this track about life's many ironies and being sort of sentimental about your memories and people you care about. And the closing track to this record, The Visit, is such a heartwarming song, one of the most heartwarming songs I've heard in a long time. Regina kicks the song off literally singing about how she's so happy that this person who she has in mind stopped by. She sings about how she hasn't seen this person in years. There are all sorts of of sweet, gentle melodies all over this thing. The song is like the equivalent of, I don't know, like tea and sweet biscuits and everything sitting on doilies. The song is like so dainty and adorable. I've never, I think, used those words to describe a song. While the song Small Bills takes a really huge risk with a booming, funky drum beat and piano groove, and Regina's vocals on this track are almost rapping as she's singing about this person wasting money on Coca-Cola and weed and Lucy's and so on and so forth. She has all these little refrains interjecting between these verses, and deeper into the song the track becomes more and more about losing money, wasting money, other people trying to get your money from you. And I want to mention the song Black and White too, because it is such a lovely and tender piece of songwriting. It reminds me of artists like Nico or Joni Mitchell. It's just such a beautiful, moving tune whose melody just sticks with me. It haunts me. If you don't like this track, if you're not like at least a little moved by this track, I don't trust you. You know, I really don't trust you. Like if I had given you a knife or something, I wouldn't turn around. You might stab me. And the other cuts in the track listing don't disappoint either. I mean, on the song The Light, the heavenly chorus on this track, the way Regina's vocals and the strings come together is really blissful, really pretty. Even the opening track, which features these synthetic beats and, you know, of course, these synth leads, which I don't really care for when she's working with them. I'm so enamored with the song itself, it ultimately doesn't matter. Also, the quaint storytelling of the song Grand Hotel, again, not a track I'm disappointed with, even really underwhelmed by in the track listing here, which is surprising because that's typically been the case for Regina's past several records. And again, there's not a huge overhaul of Regina's sound on this album at all. It's just like the writing and the performances and the instrumental presentation are a little bit sharper, a little bit better. So, you know, if you've been kind of discounting Regina's past couple of records as well, don't let this one slip by you. I know it might not seem like the difference between this and her recent material is night and day, but to me it really is in a lot of ways. I'm feeling a decent to strong 8 on this record. Transition, have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best. You're the best. What should I review next? And hit the like if you like. Please subscribe, and please don't cry if you hate my thoughts on this album, but feel free to leave a comment. Also, there's stuff next to my head. Click on it. Regina Spektor, new album for forever.